There are so many types of protein powders on the market today. There's whey protein, casein protein, collagen protein, different kinds of vegan protein, so soy protein, pea protein, hemp, brown rice. All of those are the most common types of protein that you'll see in the protein aisle of your supplement store or at your gym even. What do all of these proteins do, and what's the difference between them, and which one should you try to aim for? Protein itself is an essential nutrient. You get it from food, you get it from chicken, you get it from eggs, you get it from different kinds of lean meats and certain vegetables as well. Everyone's going to need protein to some degree. The more you resistance train and the more muscle you want to build, or even the more fat you want to lose in some cases, or muscle you want to maintain, the more protein you're going to need, which means sometimes it's kind of hard to eat all that protein on a daily basis. So you supplement it. That's where you're going to fill in the spots to help you reach your protein goal a lot easier. Which protein is going to be ideal for you? That's going to vary from person to person. I'll go through the 4 main types of protein and we'll break them down one by one. So the first one and the most popular one is whey protein. So whey protein is a type of protein that comes from milk, and it is the faster digesting protein of the 2 proteins that come from milk, the other one being casein, which is a slower digesting protein. When you go shopping for whey protein, there's going to be different kinds of whey protein. There's going to be a whey protein concentrate and a whey protein isolate. Those are going to be the 2 most popular ones that you'll see. The main difference is the whey protein isolate is the more pure form of protein. It's just protein in there. If you look at the nutrition label between a concentrate and an isolate brand, concentrate will likely have some grams of carbs, some grams of fat. That's because it's not fully filtered all the way to where only protein is left. It'll still have some excess ingredients from the milk that it's being filtered from in there. Whereas a whey isolate, it'll pretty much say just protein. It'll have like 25, 30 grams of protein, and then it'll say less than 1 gram of fat, less than 1 grams of carbs. This is important because a lot of times when you have a poorer filtered protein, like a whey protein concentrate, that's going to give you negative digestive issues that you'll usually hear about with protein. There's a negative stigma around protein that you get protein farts, protein bubbles in your stomach. That's usually going to come from protein concentrate. It's a little harder to digest than a pure whey protein isolate. Now, whey protein, like I mentioned earlier, is a faster digesting protein as opposed to casein protein, and it absorbs into your stomach faster, and it has a higher leucine content, making it perfect for building muscle. All proteins have various amino acid profiles. Whey protein has usually the best amino acid profile for regular weightlifting, working out, that kind of thing. Now, that's why whey protein, I would say, is an essential thing to have, but you don't need to necessarily supplement. Whey protein itself is something essential that you need to consume at some capacity. Whether you get that from protein or whether you get that from regular food you're eating, it doesn't make a huge difference. So whey protein, I would say, is an essential one. Casein protein, like I mentioned earlier, casein is the other type of protein that comes from milk. It is a thicker protein. It's a lot heavier because, again, the molecules for that protein are larger. And when you drink casein protein, you're going to feel full pretty fast. And as a result of all of that, it is slower digesting. So casein protein is usually good situationally. If you know you're going to go a long period of time without eating something, casein protein can be helpful for managing your appetite during that period of time while giving you protein. If you're working on building muscle, you have like 220 grams of protein to eat in a day for your specific situation, and at the end of the day you want to maximize your recovery, having a casein protein shake before you go to sleep has been shown to help with better muscle protein synthesis while sleeping during your recovery. It's very situational, but it is something that is helpful, and this is more of an optimal thing. It optimizes your process. You don't need it to be successful, but it is helpful, especially if you have your diet in check. If you don't have your diet in check, then casein protein isn't going to help save you in any way, shape, or form. Collagen protein. Collagen protein has become super popular recently because its claim is to help improve skin, bones, hair, and nail. So hair and nails, not just one nail, all the nails are going to get improved this way. Collagen has a lot more aesthetic benefit. It doesn't really have so much performance or recovery benefits for training. So when we think of collagen, it's mostly seen as an incomplete protein, and that's because it doesn't have a full amino acid profile that you would get from a whey protein source. As a result of that, you're only going to get part of the benefits that protein would give you, and that is the aesthetic side of things. You get your hair, skin, and nails, and to some degree, depending on the type of collagen that you consume, you will get added bone health benefits to it as well. It's gotten more popular. It's very much all the rage, and the marketing for it is if you add this to your diet, you get good hair, skin, and nails. Overall, it does seem to help, but it's not a huge game changer. So when we look at collagen protein, again, it's an incomplete protein source. If you get enough protein in your day, you are getting enough protein to already help benefit your hair, skin, and nails in that regard. All protein is going to help with that. It's the specific amino acids that make up the protein that are going to help with that. It's not necessarily collagen protein specifically. Collagen is just a specific concentration of those amino acids to help with the aesthetic benefit of that. Collagen can be helpful if you're not getting any protein at all, but I would say that's not the reason you would want to get it in the first place. So the only time I would specifically recommend a collagen protein is if you're a very large individual, morbidly obese, and you're going through a transformation change. There's been some studies to suggest that collagen can help with tightening your skin as you go through this process. So if you already lost 50 pounds and you're trying to tighten your skin after it's already gone, it's not going to help you in that way. But through the process, as you're losing all that weight and you're being mindful of tightening your skin, that can be helpful for you. So for morbidly obese individuals, really large individuals, I would recommend collagen protein to help with skin tightening, and it depends on your age as well. But as a whole, to the average person, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. I would definitely recommend having optimal diet first, made up of enough protein, and then if you want to add collagen to your coffee or buy a coffee that has collagen in it, that's perfectly fine too. Vegan protein. Most plant proteins are also not complete proteins, in the sense that with whey, it has all the essential amino acids. Plant proteins usually don't have all the essential amino acids, but most plant proteins that you find in powder form are blends of that protein. So it'll be like a pea protein mixed with brown rice protein mixed with hemp protein is pretty popular. Having those blends are always going to be better than having just one type of protein from a powder, because it's going to cover the grounds and balance your amino acid profile that the other ones might be lacking. So if you don't want to consume dairy, if you are against dairy and animal products, and you're looking to have a plant protein to supplement because you're not getting enough protein, make sure it's a plant protein blend and not a just pea protein only powder, brown rice only powder, hemp protein only powder. Make sure it's a combination of everything.